we doing, everybody? This is Splash of Gas with Dave Weichert, a NASCAR podcast. What great action and fantastic racing from Tuesday night at New Smyrna Speedway as the best super late model drivers around faced off for the annual Clyde Hart Memorial 200. We had driver Chase Pintano on the show last week to preview how he was getting ready for this race as well as the start of the ASA Stars Tour season. Was lucky enough to interview Cole Buescher and Gavan Boschele pre-race Tuesday night, plus 2022 Snowball Derby winner Derek Thorn post-race. With the World Series of Asphalt in full swing, that means we are only days until the first car hits the track at Daytona for Speedweek activities and ultimately for the Daytona 500. Fast Davey's bets and NASCAR history, and so much more on this episode of Splash of Gas. As always, we are sponsored by Magical Travel with Dave, aka Disney Dave Weichert, my father. He will be able to help you with all your Disney and Universal vacation needs. He can be reached at DisneyDaveW@Verizon.net. Please make sure you follow all the Splash of Gas social medias for midweek updates. Instagram and Facebook are both Splash of Gas with Dave Weichert. We are now available on Twitch as Splash of Gas _ Dave Weichert. Please check that out for some live Splash of Gas. Now for trivia time. The Daytona 300, now the sponsored United Rentals 300, is held annually the Saturday before the Daytona 500. Austin Hill has won the last 3 United Rentals 300s. Who was the last driver to win the race on back-to-back occasions? Hint, this driver did it in 1962 and 1963. Now for our late model layover segment. Was just in New Smyrna Tuesday night for the Clyde Hart Memorial 200, where the best super late model drivers in the nation would be on the hunt for the Cowboy Hat Trophy and the $15,000 grand prize. 34 drivers from 15 states and Canada would be ready to go. Among those entered included the best drivers like Bubba Pollard, Ty Majeski, Christopher Bell, Derek Thorn, Stephen Nasse, and Cole Buescher. Plus a boatload of young guns ready to go, including William Sawalich, Kyle Steckley, Ty Fredrickson, Chase Pintano, Jake Finch, Carson Brown, Connor Jones, George Phillips, Gavan Boschele, Dawson Sutton, and many others. Tuesday's event will serve as the first of 12 races for the ASA Stars National Tour. The series will then have a month off to prepare for the second event of the season at Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Sunday, March 23rd. Was able to speak to one of the top late model drivers that has been heating up since his first ASA season in 2023, the driver from up north, Porters Lake, Nova Scotia, Cole Buescher. Buescher and his family-owned super late model has been typically finding his way to the front of the best super late competition in the country, winning in 2024 at Five Flags Speedway in the Sunshine State 200. Here's what Cole had to say pre-race.
Dave Weichert with Cole Buescher, getting ready for the Clyde Hart Memorial. How you feel about Cole?
Pretty good. I know the track was a little iffy there in qualifying, so nobody really knows what they have based on qualifying, but we know what we have based on practice. So hopefully we're free enough to keep this rolling and hopefully get number 28 Toyota Camry to the front.
Around 200 laps. Think your team is ready? You as well?
Oh, yeah. I know Bonsas and my team are going to make great adjustments on our pit stop. And, last 50 laps is what matters.
Yep. Awesome. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for Cole for coming on the show. The race will get underway shortly after 7:30 with Connor Jones on the pole. The race as a whole would be scattered with yellows, especially at the beginning. After they would get some momentum, Ty Majeski would work his way to the front in what would be the most dominant car on track. Majeski would relinquish the lead to pit for fuel, but laps ticked down. Ty again would find his way to the front. One of the mid-race yellows that would cause some drama would be when Derek Thorn would get into the 69 of Michael Hine, and let's just say Hine was not happy, to say the least, and not wanting to put his car towards the rear. after getting spun by Thorn. The story of the race would happen with 28 laps to go, where contact between Ty Majeski and Colby Howard occurred after tough, hard racing. They were battling for the top spot. Majeski would be backed into the outside wall on turns 1 and 2, while Colby Howard would be penalized by ASA Stars officials for his involvement in the accident. Gavan Boschele would take the lead. The youngster Boschele would hold off William Sawalich in the ensuing restart, leading the rest of the way for his pivotal win in the 200-lap Clyde Hart Memorial. There was 16 cautions in the race. Patience was key for the young driver. This was my first time at New Smyrna Speedway, a couple miles away from Daytona in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. If I could rate it, over a 10, I would. Just such an awesome time. You truly feel like you're in racing heaven. Just so many cars there for the World Series of Asphalt, not just the late model cars. A bunch of modified drivers were there too. Just talking to so many great people. There's so much love and drive for the sport. It's really in good hands out there in New Smyrna. If you haven't ever been, I would suggest going. That was my first time, and I can't wait to go back. Was lucky enough to get an interview with Gavan Boschele, the race winner, before the race. He just turned 17 the day after the race, Wednesday, so a lot going on for the youngster who's from the heart of racing town, Mooresville, North Carolina. In 2025, Gavan Boschele is set to compete in the 24 for Donnie Wilson Racing in the ASA Stars National Tour. Talking to Gavan before the race, I was impressed that he had his eyes focused on the night at hand, plus the grand prize. Here's what the 2025 Clyde Hart Memorial winner, Gavan Boschele, had to say pre-race.
Gavan Boschele here at the New Smyrna Speedway for the Clyde Hart 200. How you feeling for the race tonight, man?
I feel really good. They brought a good piece for me and a little tight qualifying, so I think we'll be good here as the track kind of plays to us, starting 8th. So been prepping for this all week, so we're going to see if we can get a victory lane tonight.
Yeah, heck yeah, Speedweeks starting off. You've been down here for a little bit, seems like?
Yeah, we've been down here since Thursday and getting the car dialed in, so I think we're going to have a good shot at it for $15,000 tonight, 200 laps is a long one, so hopefully this 24 JBL 20 Camrys up front.
Heck yeah, really appreciate it, man.
In the race recap, we went over the incident between Derek Thorn and Michael Hind. Thorn, a late model legend himself from California, won the famed Snowball Derby in 2022. Here's what Derek had to say post-race.
Derek Thorn here, just finished up the Clyde Hart, a little bumping and banging. How would you say things went, man?
Just appreciative for the opportunity. I messed up, got into the 69 there when we were in the top 10, which this sucks. It was just bad timing on my part. I was trying to fill a hole, and he was checking up. And got into each other, and unfortunately spun, which puts us in the back, and just tried to claw our way back up the rest of the race. Got it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thankful for all the drivers giving me time pre and post race. It's really cool to talk to such a high level driver, Derek Thorn, post race. Seemed like he was truly honest that he messed up, getting a little bit too far into the back of Michael Hind, and just like we saw on track, Hind was not happy. But nonetheless, Derek was appreciative for the opportunity. He'll be trying to go for it the rest of the ASA All-Star season. Now, moving right along to discussions with Dave. It was announced about a week ago that there would be a new rule addition, the Xfinity Fastest Lap rule. NASCAR unveils Xfinity Fastest Lap for the 2025 National Series campaigns. Drivers in all 3 National NASCAR Series will have an additional way to earn points in 2025. NASCAR competition officials announced that who records the fastest lap in every points-paying race, the Xfinity Fastest Lap will earn 1 additional bonus point in both the driver and owner standings. In addition to earning a bonus point for each race, the driver in each national series at the end of the season with the most fastest laps will receive a donation to the charity of their choice. The payout for Cup Series is $30,000, $20,000 for Xfinity, and $10,000 for the Truck Series. Comcast also has the right to match these donations. Further details on this rule change: all drivers in the race will be eligible for this award, but only championship points earning drivers in each race will earn a point in the driver standings in that series. If the fastest lap winning driver is not eligible for the championship in the series, only the team will receive an owner point. If there is a tie for the fastest lap in a race, the tie will be broken by finishing position. Drivers who have been disqualified from the race are not eligible for the fastest lap program. The Championship 4 drivers are still eligible for this program even in the championship race, but Championship 4 drivers will not be allowed a bonus point if they drive the fastest lap in the championship come Phoenix. In 2024, for example, Kyle Larson ran the fastest lap in 5 races to lead the Cup Series. And all of those came in the regular season, in which the format currently, those 5 total points would have given him the regular season driver championship over Tyler Reddick last year if this same rule was in place. So this rule addition, the fastest lap, I think it's great. We talk about almost at every track what driver has ran the fastest lap. That's just racing. I think it's great that Xfinity is putting their money where their mouth is with the world fast Xfinity Internet sponsoring this. This rule will definitely have implications on the regular season and even the playoffs. We'll see how it comes into play moving along with this season. Second topic on discussions with Dave for this episode. Some unfortunate news. We were talking about him in the Truck Series, making his full-time debut. Christian Rose will be losing his ride even before he had it. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series driver Christian Rose will not be in the 44 Chevy Silverado at Daytona as planned due to sponsor changes, unfortunately. In December last year, Nice Motorsports announced that Rose would be moving up from the ARCA Series and run full-time in the number 44 truck on Monday, just 4 short days before the season opener. The Fresh from Florida 250. The team announced on Monday that Bailey Curry would drive the truck interim instead. Christian Rose is still a member of Niche Motorsports as he looks for another sponsor. Unfortunate for Christian, been following him as he's the West Virginia native. So really looking forward. As I said in past episodes, truly, if he was in this race, I truly would have thought he could be there at the end. Unfortunately, Christian will not be in it. Hoping some more sponsors will come his way and we will see him at some point this year in a truck. And that was this episode's edition of Discussions with Dave. Now moving right along to NASCAR history time. The 2025 NASCAR Hall of Fame induction ceremony kicked off February 6th with the Blue Jacket ceremony. Carl Edwards and Ricky Rudd were officially given their honorary jackets in front of current Hall of Famers and more. Congratulations to Ricky and Carl. We will go over Carl throughout the years on this episode. Next episode, we will go over the career of Ricky Rudd. Here is Carl Edwards throughout the years. Carl Edwards got his start in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. He had 6 career wins in that series, including the victory in 2024 at Daytona. Same year, 2024, Carl Edwards made his debut in the NASCAR Cup Series for Roush Fenway Racing. A backflip off his car has long been a part of Carl Edwards' victory celebration throughout his race wins. In his NASCAR career, Carl has one National Series title, which came in 2007 when he won the championship, which is now known the Xfinity Series. The 2008 season was a big one for Carl also, as he posted his career-high 9 wins en route to a runner-up finish in the standings. One of Carl's strongest performances that year came in the season finale at Homestead, where he led 157 laps to win that race. 2010, a new season, saw a nice bounce back for Carl after an 11th place finish the season before. He won 2 races, including one from the pole at Phoenix, and finished 4th in the final season standings. Tony Stewart and Carl Edwards were locked into a tight battle for the 2011 championship. Edwards entered the final race of the season with 3 points ahead of Tony Stewart. He would relinquish that and finish second, as Stewart would go on to win the race and take the championship and win the tiebreaker. The runner-up finish in the standings was second of Carl's career. Edwards went on to win the 2014 race at Sonoma, and that was his final victory with owner Jack Roush before Carl moved to Joe Gibbs Racing for the 2015 season. During his time with Roush, over 11 seasons, Carl notched 23 Premier Series wins on the Cup Series. A clutch pit stop before the final restart of the race put Carl Edwards in the lead at Darlington with 11 laps to go, a position he would maintain for the win. The victory gave Edwards wins in 2 of the sport's biggest events, the 2015 Coca-Cola 600 and the Southern 500. In 2016, Carl advanced to his first championship 4 thanks to a rain-shortened win in November at Texas. Carl took the lead on lap 258 of an eventual 293 and benefited from a super fast pit stop that closed the deal. The championship came on the heels of a 36th place finish at Martinsville, so the veteran was in need of a win to advance to the championship 4, and he made it happen. To much of the surprise of the NASCAR world, Carl Edwards announced on January 11th, 2017, less than 2 months after competing for a championship in Homestead, Miami, that he was stepping away from the sport. The 37-year-old spent much of his career with Jack Roush, but drove the final 2 seasons with Joe Gibbs Racing. In 445 Cup Premier Series starts, Carl has 28 wins and 2 runner-up finishes in the season point standings. He also posted 38 NASCAR Xfinity Series wins and 6 Craftsman Truck Series wins, and took home the 2007 Xfinity Series title. So happy for your cousin Carl. We all miss seeing you at the track. Hope to see you there more. And that wraps up this episode's edition of NASCAR History Time. Moving right along to Fast Davey's bets. This time for Fast Davey's, we got Xfinity Series bets for Daytona. Got 2 good ones to look at. Jeb Burton has won twice on the Super Speedway of Talladega. He's been a contender at Daytona before. Jeb Burton in the 27 Jordan Anderson Racing Machine is plus 3,500 to win the United Rentals 300. It's a good one to throw a few bucks on. Another solid bet, Sammy Smith is plus 2,000 to win in Daytona on Saturday. Smith, just like Burton, has won in Talladega on the big fast track before. We will see how both of those drivers bode. Coming to the end of this episode, that means it's time for trivia question answer time. This episode's question, the Daytona 300, now the sponsored United Rentals 300, is held annually the Saturday before the Daytona 500. Austin Hill has won the last 3 United Rentals 300s. Who was the first driver to win this race on back-to-back occasions? Hint, this driver did it in 1962 and 1963. The answer? Leroy Yarborough. As always, we are sponsored by Magical Travel with Dave, a.k.a. Disney Dave Weichert, my father. He'll be able to help you with all your Disney and Universal vacation needs. Please make sure you follow all the Splash of Gas social medias for midweek updates. Instagram, Splash of Gas with Dave Weichert. Same for Facebook. We are now available on Twitch at Splash of Gas _ Dave Weichert. Please check that out for some live Splash of Gas. This episode, we are coming live right from Daytona Beach. So excited. Going to be going to the track shortly. Dual races will be tonight. We'll have another episode with all of our Daytona predictions out tomorrow. Wanted to get the recap of the Clyde Hart Memorial 200 with those driver interviews out. Really appreciate everyone tuning in. Please check out the social medias for my pictures and on-track reels. As always, we are Splash of Gas with Dave Weichert, a racing podcast. Splash of Gas out. Enjoy Daytona, everybody. I sure will.